Greetings, YouTube. Today I'm going to discuss evangelical divorce. In specific, a woman is suing a religious institution, a school, because she got a divorce and she was fired. Now, she's not disputing the religious school's right to discriminate based on religious criteria, because religious institutions in America have the right to discriminate based on religious criteria, and they exercise that right at every opportunity. No, her suit is that two male employees of that same religious institution have been divorced, and they were not fired. So her suit is that the rules are being applied in an uneven manner. Why are they being applied to her, and why are they not being applied to the two male employees? So that's the foundation of her lawsuit. It's a classic case of discrimination. Some groups are receiving different treatment than other groups. Pretty much the definition of discrimination. Now, what I didn't realize, and after having read the article by Fred Clark, I found it fascinating, is that within the evangelical community, there are apparently things known as good divorces and bad divorces. This is fascinating. A good divorce is if you've been wronged. Your partner cheated on you, they just up and left once, or they did some heinous crime against your family. Then if you are the victim and you get divorced, you're fine. You've had a good divorce. You can now still walk down the street proudly because you've had a good divorce, and they, of course, because of their heinous act, have had a bad divorce. However, if you get divorced simply because you no longer want to be married, because you can come to the conclusion that you and your partner simply are not suited to each other, that's a bad divorce. You have not been wronged. There is no socially justified reason for your divorce to have happened other than your personal choice. And your choice is that I don't want to be married to this person any longer. Now, I've been divorced. My ex and I are still friendly. I have no animosity towards my ex at all. I want nothing but the best for my ex. We just didn't work as a couple any longer. So we got divorced. And that should just be fine. That's the only reason you need. There should be no justification for a divorce. If two people are can no longer reconcile their relationship, then you just part ways. And society should not judge either party for that. That's just the way it is. But within the evangelical community, the type of tribalism that they espouse says that if you are outside the group, that's a bad thing. And if you have a divorce that is based upon personal preference, that places you outside the group. You have not been wronged. You've just simply decided, I don't want to be married to this person anymore. And I found that fascinating. Unhappy to have discovered that. It's very, very unhealthy, but it's interesting, if nothing else. So, I'm going to ask my viewers, have you ever personally experienced this kind of thing? Have you experienced the idea that there are good and bad divorces? Now, I'll give you an example of a ramification of my parents' divorce. My parents were divorced when I was 14, so that was back in 1978. And at the time, my mother was a practicing Catholic and someone that taught Sunday school. Well, as soon as she got divorced, you can't teach Sunday school any longer. And guess what? My mother is no longer a practicing Catholic. So, way to go, religious institution. Not only did you lose someone that enjoyed teaching Sunday school, teaching kids about the Catholic faith, but you lost someone in your church because you couldn't accept the fact that being in a bad marriage, and it was a bad marriage, is far worse than finally admitting you have to be divorced to save the lives and mental and emotional health of your family members. So I can experience it from a Catholic perspective. I have experienced it, so I understand that. But I don't know what it's like from the evangelical Christian perspective. So I'm asking any of my viewers out there, have you ever experienced this? Do you know what this is like? Can you explain it to me? Can you share your experience? Because I'm interested in knowing. Anyone that can tell me this, I would really appreciate it. And I gotta tell you, religious institutions that get in the way of people having healthy relationships are walking down the wrong path.